It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we'll get a look at this team's leader at quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. Who knows what we're in store for here, just ahead on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And, Charles, we take a look at this Honolulu team as they get ready for this one. They come in just in an absolute free-fall, losers of 7 in a row.
And this is where you turn to your best players and look at them and say, can you guide us out of this? We've got to be better than what we've shown.
Meanwhile, for our visitors from Albuquerque, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of NC State.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week: 16 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Pollard again. And he's got room. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Second and 3. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. And here are the key inactives for them in this one. And obviously, Charles, are going to be without some important names this week.
Well, hopefully those guys will be on the sidelines encouraging the guys who are going out there and helping them when they come off the sidelines during the game by giving them some tips on what they see and what they've experienced. That's true teamwork. And if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to have a big push, you have to have that on your squad.
Well, only their first drive, Charles, but they talked to us about needing to convert on 3rd down, in particular not letting 3rd and short opportunities slip through their fingers. Well, they were successful right there.
It also tells you that they're successful on 1st and 2nd down as well to get to 3rd and manageable and make them able to pick up those 1st downs. Now here we are, 1st and goal. They've got to like what they're doing on this drive.
They'll run with Pollard. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Pollard one more time. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second in a couple.
At the 34-yard line.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. 2nd and 2. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
They'll look to throw again.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Look at this defense.
Well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Dorsett making the catch. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
They're going to look to throw.
Running this slant, and he finds Mitchell.
He'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
A CD after this game. There will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January. More of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. The left side, it's Dorsett. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Well, they bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Albuquerque offense ready to take over once again.
The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
He finds his man complete. It's Reeves. And he's brought down. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And down to the 36-yard line here. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. He'll drop to throw.
Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
2nd and 6.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football.
2nd down and 6 now.
As they've got it as we resume action. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reeves. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Reeves. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Pollard will take it up the gut.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Honolulu offense making its return to the field now. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Huggins. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
At the 29-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Huggins got his man complete over the middle. That's Little. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Mitchell. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now 2nd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Back to throw again. And he rifles one incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. A give to Pollard running left. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll look to throw.
He finds his man, Pollard.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
That is caught.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field, the fullbacks for the defense. They knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force, but on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Honolulu offense set to take over possession of the football. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
You don't
down.
want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Huggins.
And this one too low.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down inside the 30.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. Huggins. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Huggins. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd down and inches. And it's caught. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Operating from the gun. Huggins. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coach. And everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And this offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
No gain on the play.
Up the middle they go. McCann. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
They'll run it here with Wilkins. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Complete to Dorsett. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Off the play fake. Huggins. That one complete to Wilkins, the running back. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So they bring out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Richards.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down to about the 33-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down, Pollard again.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
84 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Trying to run for it with Pollard.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run on first down. Bailey. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a give here to Pollard. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive.
Going to run again here with Pollard.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there. That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
2nd and a couple. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Honolulu offense making its return to the field now. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion, Dorsett.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
From the gun on third down, Huggins buying time to his left.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 111 yards rushing for him now to this point. Looking to throw. He gets this complete to Mitchell. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 54 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Now Pollard. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
2nd down, Pollard again. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is a 26-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Honolulu offense making its return to the field now. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Throwing to start the drive. Huggins. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Dorsett's got it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Now a 2nd and 6.
They'll run with Pollard. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
140 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal. Here's Pollard. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie. The first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now the Honolulu offense set to take over possession of the football.
And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Huggins. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
This offense so far on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Operating from the gun. Huggins. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
On 1st down, it's Bailey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. In motion, the tight end. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Richards. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Bailey. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hands it off out of the gun.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk.
And it's caught. Touchdown from 6 yards away. And this offense is running away with this one. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Honolulu offense making its return to the field now. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Huggins. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
3rd down and 13. Operating from the gun, Huggins. And that one too wide and incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Up the middle they go. Bailey. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Richards. And he's got this down to the 35. The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Albuquerque, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6 and 7 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Honolulu, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4 and 9. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.